What's up, guys? Celtic Doom here. I hope you are all well, and I hope your weekends have gone well. Today we're going to be doing our spell of the week, and one that kind of came, to a lot of attention over this last weekend was the spell Dimension Door. It's a 4th level conjuration spell. Now, there was a character I had once. I played a warlock at one point who ended up angering the fiend pacted patron, and ended up with that being his demise. And with that being said, he was so close to leveling up, and I know for a fact I had picked out Dimension Door as his choice of item, or excuse me, of spell next that he was going to take. And I am 100% convinced that if I think I was like 2,000 experience away from that next level, I would have taken this spell, and I think I would have survived. So I think that might, kind of be a lesson to maybe plotting and planning out your spells a little bit. Also, maybe talking with your DM, see about getting experience for like more social encounters. Because the character I played was a noble, he did a lot of social encounters, so on and so forth. And I think that, might have equated out in the end there. Anyway, it is a 500-foot range, one action. It's pretty spiffy because it's 500 feet. That you can activate this. It's only a verbal on the component, so you literally just have to say door and you have a door. It's instantaneous. You teleport yourself from a current location to any other spot within range of 500 feet. You arrive at exactly the spot desired, and it can be a place you can see, one you can visualize, or one you can describe by stating distance and direction, such as 200 feet straight downward or upward to the northwest at a 45-degree angle, 300 feet. You can bring along objects as long as their weight doesn't exceed what you can carry. You can also bring one willing creature of your size or smaller who's carrying gear up to its capacity. The creature must be within 5 feet of you when you cast a spell. If you would arrive in a place already occupied by an object or a creature, you and any creature traveling with you each take 4d6 force damage, and the spell fails to teleport you. So, as long as you're not an idiot, the backlash isn't going to be a big deal. And when you get to the level where you can have level 4 spells, it's not going to be a really big deal to you. So with the Dimension Door, I highly recommend it as a go-to spell, really, if you're for warlocks. Just because, I know you're limited on your spell slots, but with me, I play a defensive utility build. I'll get Hellish Rebuke, I'll get Armor Vagathis. I'll stack those together. And obviously it's one of those things that I always try to take like a Magic Initiate or something like that, so that way I can get one of those other spells without having to directly use one of my spell slots per se, or heck, even a multi-class could definitely open up some extra spell slots. Point being with this is you have 2 spell slots. This, I recommend, would be one of the 2 spells that you would have ready at any point. Because, if you gotta get out of dodge, you gotta get out of dodge. You know what I mean? So, but we went over the Dimension Door. If there's any others that you'd like to see, any others specifically from Warlock spell list, because that's obviously, if you can't tell, that's obviously one of my favorites. We can go over some basic other ones if you would like, depending. I did see the Tiefling variant in the Unearthed Arcana. If you'd like, we can definitely go over and discuss how that might differ, because Hellish Rebuke and everything is kind of a Tiefling thing to begin with. But I definitely want to get some more discussion in the Unearthed Arcana. But for this week, the spell of the week is done and cast. Have a good evening.